This is not an opinion. This is a fact. I have seen, remember, I was accused falsely in the
Yes.
Epstein, and ultimately I was completely cleared. The woman admitted that she may have mistook me for somebody else and withdrew all of her lawsuits. And so from day one, from the day I was accused, I said I want every document out because I knew every document would prove I was innocent. So let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them, but I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them, and that's wrong.
It left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
Hey,
I
Pam,
could,
could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Let's talk about the Jeffrey Epstein thing, because I don't buy it. Sorry, I don't buy it, right? I know you're not a conspiracy person, I'm not a conspiracy person, but there is always that one story that we have read too much about, and I've read too much about this story to believe nothing to see here.
It's very sketchy. And look, here's the truth. Bongino, who I really love as a friend, and Patel, who I also respect, were among the biggest promoters of the Epstein conspiracy theory stuff. I mean, one of the reasons this has such sway on the right is because of those two.
Correct.
And what they said about Epstein prior to joining the FBI. And that's a fair point to make too. Once joining the FBI, they've not been touting this at all. And they had different responsibilities and they had different access than the rest of us. But it must be said that one of the reasons that many people on the right in particular have doubts about the official Epstein story is because guys like those two, who we loved and respected, were telling us all along, there's no way there isn't something more to this, whether it's connections to Intel, Mossad, people like Bill Gates. Are they getting covered up for it? Like, okay, so they bear some responsibility for the fact that people are so reluctant to believe them now. But I really do put the blame for this recent development on Pam Bondi, because
100%.
There's been no one more than Pam Bondi since taking office, since being on the inside of the administration, where whatever you say has a lot more sway than you as a podcaster. she's been dangling little carrots in front of us. And now I'm looking back thinking, was she just trying to be popular? Was she just trying to like sound like a cool kid who like, I've got all the gossip, I've got the burn book, and I'll tell you who's in it. I don't know what she was doing, but she is on camera repeatedly. It's not just that one interview with Fox News' John Roberts where she says she's got the client list on her desk. It repeatedly is touting the big reveal, then expressing indignation that documents had been unfairly, unjustly withheld from her by the evil FBI, then explaining what she was going to do to get to the bottom of the FBI's withholding, that she was conducting like a big sort of raid where she was sending a truck, she was going to get all the documents, none of which appears to have been true. Nothing. I mean, nothing's, as far as I know, gone to her since March. So we've had March, April, May, June, July for her to finally work up the nerve to tell us there's absolutely no there. And not even tell us. A paper statement, 2 pages, leaked to a left-leaning media outlet that they knew would not kick the tires on this. That's pathetic. It doesn't work. And she, in particular, having gone on camera, you know how it is in journalism, Paul. If you say something wrong or commit a sin on camera with your audience, there is only one real way of fixing it. And it's in the exact same forum in which you committed the sin to begin with. You've got to put your big boy pants on. You go back on camera. You look at the same audience and you say, I screwed up. You don't fix it via tweet or on Insta. And in her case, you don't fix it via an unsigned 2-page document that you give to Axios where no one can ask you questions about it. So yesterday at the cabinet meeting, she was asked one question. She spewed a bunch of verbal diarrhea, which only made it worse. And now they want to declare case closed. No, I mean, with all due respect, we, the people, will decide when it's case closed, and we're not there.
Yeah, what I find amazing is that much of the media that didn't really want to talk about this will now suddenly talk about this with great specificity because there is a there. There is a something there. There is a problem, and it may well result in her not holding on to the job. Now,